A man known online as Kebrum bought an old house for surprisingly cheap from the previous owner's granddaughter. The property had apparently remained in the same family for generations, passing from her great-grandfather to her grandfather before eventually reaching her. Both men are said to have died inside the house. But behind the property sits an old shed filled with dolls. And not long after moving in, Tabram began experiencing strange activity around it. One night, he hears repeated banging coming from inside the shed and decides to investigate.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I've been trying to relax on my day off, but ever since the news of earlier, it's been a little bit difficult. So decided I just want to come outside and enjoy my backyard for a little bit, enjoy my rent, as I like to put it. And just let y'all know what's going to be happening with the page going forward. Oh no. So here's something I didn't tell you guys. A lot of y'all have been saying be careful because these things can follow you home. I don't know if anything followed me home or if it followed me to work. I hate coming in here. I swear to you, it's always like the worst thing. Keeping the door open this time. Am I closing it behind me? Yeah, how about that? Oh my God!
Tabram searches the shed but finds no one inside. Then a sudden heavy knocking behind him makes him jump. Seconds later, an object falls nearby. That's enough for Tabram, and he immediately runs back toward the house. But instead of ignoring what happened, he decides to find out what goes on inside the shed when nobody is there. So he leaves a night vision camera recording. One of the dolls suddenly moves and falls over by itself. Moments later, bed frames begin falling on their own. Then the camera itself starts to move before eventually crashing to the ground. By now, Tabram suspects something very strange is happening inside the shed. But soon the activity seemingly begins spreading into the main house. faucet appears to turn on by itself. Objects are suddenly thrown across the room. Then a floor lamp falls over before appearing to be dragged across the floor. But this is only the beginning. The following night, a power outage hits the house.
Not now. Most definitely not now. Use the fucking bathroom. What the fuck?
While the camera rolls, one of the kitchen cabinets suddenly opens on its own. Then, without warning, a cup sitting inside is thrown out of the cabinet. But perhaps the creepiest footage comes later. While Chibram sleeps on his living room sofa, a camera positioned in the room captures something happening nearby. The bedroom door slowly begins opening and closing on its own. According to Chibram, this was the same bedroom where the previous grandfather once slept. Then, near the end of the recording, a dark shadow appears nearby. Chibram believes this could be the lingering spirit of the grandfather who once lived and died inside the house. By this point, the strange activity is no longer limited to the doll-filled shed. And eventually, Chibram decides he has had enough.
I'm supposed to have left South Carolina last week, but unfortunately, because of how things happened, I officially leave tomorrow.
After everything he claims happened inside the property, Chibram finally leaves the house behind. Some viewers believe the activity could somehow be connected to the dolls, or perhaps to the generations of family members who lived and died there. Others suspect the videos could have ordinary explanations, or simply be staged. But if Chibram's footage is genuine, then maybe that unusually cheap house came with something the granddaughter never mentioned. Before we jump into the next video, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for your support. A man who loves traveling with his 2 cats spends much of his time on the road in his van. Even while away, he keeps a security camera running at home so he can remotely check for movement or possible intruders. One night, his phone suddenly sends him a motion alert. He opens the live camera feed and begins remotely turning the camera around the property. Then, as he slowly points it upward, he notices something that makes his blood run cold.
Nggak ada ya, aman ya. sini aman, oke? Kita coba lihat ke atas sebelum atas sebelah sananya. Atas mana? Atas tengah ini.
Bebas. Terserah kalian guys, mau pilih
yang mana? Tuh kan nggak ada.
Udah bro, stiker ya.
Ntar kita zoom.
Stiker aja.
Ini stiker atau apa sih? Ini mah manusia.
Stiker matamu.
Manusia jurik. Susulin jangan. Gerak goblok.
Behind the upper railing, a pale human-like face appears to be staring directly toward the camera. For several seconds, it remains completely still, almost as if it knows it's being watched. The eyes appear unusually bright in the night vision, making the figure look even more disturbing. Then, without warning, it slowly moves behind the wall and disappears from sight. Viewers claim this might have been an intruder hiding somewhere inside the house. Others believe the pale face and the way it silently retreats behind the wall suggests something far more sinister. But with no clear way to identify the figure, its true nature remains a mystery. A Russian live streamer known online as Sweet Sunrise was exploring an abandoned building with a group of friends. As they make their way through the upper floor, he discovers a dark attic and decides to climb inside. But almost immediately, he notices something in the distance that makes him back away.
Ебать! Кто это сидит? Нет, я вообще долбоёб, или мне показалось? Ты чё? Я клянусь, там кто-то сидит.
Sitting deep inside the attic is what looks like a person, completely motionless in the darkness. Unsure of what he is looking at, Sweet Sunrise quickly climbs back down and tells his friends that someone might be hiding up there.
Ну, я не понял, кто. Это Леха? Стой, 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 без приколов. Без приколов. Я не вижу лицо, просто мне темно. Я бы понял, если бы маска какая-то была, я бы понял. Маска там была? Кто там? С маской? А, все, это Леха тогда. Манекен.
One of his friends suggests it could simply be a mannequin left behind to scare trespassers. Still unconvinced, Sweet Sunrise climbs back into the attic and begins calling out to the figure, and this is when things get a terrifying turn.
Какой нахуй манекен? В смысле манекен? Где? А, блядь. Какой манекен? Вы чё, ёбнуты? Или манекен? Я клянусь, лица не вижу через камеру. Что это, блядь? Эй! Эй! Леха, ты? Как это манекен? У него ноги бабушки. Леха, это ты? А что я могу кинуть? Нет, это Леха. Ебланская конченая бутылка Балтика 9, твой рот я ебал. Леха, я клянусь, я просто не вижу лица. Лех, сдвинься, если ты не манекен. Просто подними руку, если ты не манекен, я уйду, клянусь. Если ты поднимешь руку. Не, это манекен. То как нахуй у него одели? В рубашку? Двинься, если ты не манекен. Да нет, это человек, я отсюда вижу. Блять, что у него на голове? Я не вижу голову. Кто это? Лех, ты? Умоляю, не пугай, клянусь, это ты, и мне страшно. Леха. Лех. Это ты? Нам пизда. Предупреждаю. Это Леха, наверное. Дай тендеть, Леха.
The figure suddenly begins moving, slowly shifting its body toward him. Sweet Sunrise immediately panics and rushes back down the ladder to his friends while the squatter is screaming from top of his lungs. Whatever was sitting in that attic was definitely not a mannequin. So, was it simply a person hiding inside the abandoned building? Or was there something more disturbing about the way the figure waited silently in the dark? You decide. A paranormal investigator named Ian from the YouTube channel Midwest Ghost Hunter heads alone into a cemetery after dark to investigate the strange stories surrounding the grounds. As he moves deeper through the cemetery, he eventually comes across the Pearson Mausoleum, where two statues stand outside the entrance. At first, nothing seems unusual until Ian notices something strange about the angel beside him.
Nobody home there. Whoa, what the f***? Did that just move? That freaking angel just turned and looked at me. Do you see that? It's looking right at me. I'm actually really creeped out by this. I do not want to go towards it.
The angel appears to turn toward Ian on camera. Instead of leaving, he moves closer to the statues and continues trying to communicate with whatever might be there. Eventually, he asks if it can move the angel again.
Pearson, I have a request for you if that's okay. Since you moved that angel statue just now, would you be able to move it again? If so, touch the green light. Ooh, okay. Let's see if it moves. What? Did you see that? Holy shit, it just moved again. I cannot believe that. Thank you so much.
And somehow, the angel moves again, turning back toward its original position while Ian watches. After that, Ian leaves the Pearson Mausoleum and continues deeper into the cemetery until he discovers another mausoleum with its entrance partly open. And this is where things gets even stranger.
Holy shit, this is insane. I wonder if I should go inside of it. I don't know if that's a good idea. Whoa!
Did that just move? That door just opened even more. Even more. Holy shit. It's like it's inviting me. Inviting me to come in. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea for me to go in there. But damn, am I curious. Okay. Let's just do it. Alright. Hope you don't mind coming in, okay? Is this what you wanted? Did you want me to come in? Because I'm in here now. Who haunts this mausoleum? Is it one of you? In these pictures? Oh. What the f***? I just felt something touch my neck. Did you just touch me? I felt you just touch me. I'm getting a really eerie feeling in here, guys. Oh, what was that? Oh God, get me out of there. Oh, oh God, damn. That thing just launched right at me.
The mausoleum door first swings open even wider by itself, and inside, he suddenly reacts as if something touches the back of his neck. Moments later, a dark vase slides toward him, sending Ian running outside. Ian refuses to go back inside and continues investigating elsewhere. Eventually, he reaches the Johnston Mausoleum, a place connected to the cemetery legend of a mysterious figure known as Smiling Jack. He places a K2 meter near the entrance and asks whatever might be inside to give him a sign.
Smiling Jack, are you in there? I just heard a voice echoing in there. Holy frickin' moly! Oh my God, it sounded like he said, "Let me out." I don't know if I heard that right, but I'm gonna take a bunch of pictures and see what else I can get. What the? Oh my God. That sent a jolt down my spine. There has to be a person in here. Hello? Oh, weird. You see that? That window. It's like glowing. It's glowing. There's a fucking shadow in there.
Ian first hears a strange voice near the rear window, though the words are difficult to make out clearly. A short time later, another unexplained bang is followed by what sounds like eerie laughter. Then, while Ian looks through the entrance toward an illuminated window inside, a dark shadow appears to move across the light. With daylight beginning to break, Ian finally decides to leave. So were the moving statues, opening mausoleum door, falling vase, strange voices, laughter and shadow all carefully staged. Or did Ian actually capture something paranormal that night? The choice is yours.
Oh God, get me out of there.
Frank from the YouTube channel Franco TV explores an abandoned complex in Peru that appears to have once served multiple purposes, including a hospital, monastery, chapel, and maternity-related medical facility. The property also contains the tomb of Rosalia de Laval, who died in 1976. According to stories Franco was told, her spirit is believed to still watch over the property and has allegedly been seen walking through its rooms. During one late-night investigation, Franco enters the chapel alone and begins searching through the dark rooms. As he moves through the building, strange noises echo around him. Then suddenly, something nearby catches him completely off guard.
Maybe somebody outside. Or maybe somebody working from the next hospital or something.
The wooden door suddenly appears to move on its own. Franco immediately notices it and goes over to investigate, but there is no one there. Later that night, Franco captures something far more disturbing.
I'm gonna use my flashlight. I'm gonna try to see if I can make my way. What the f***? There's somebody staring at me. Hold on. I just saw somebody looking.
Through one of the hospital windows, what looks like a human head can be seen staring directly at him. At first, he thinks it might simply be an object behind the window. Then it appears to move downward and disappear. Franco becomes convinced that someone may actually be living inside the abandoned hospital. But some viewers weren't so sure, believing the strange figure could be connected to the property's darker history. Shaken by what he saw, Franco had enough and eventually left the area. But after viewers urged him to go back and investigate again, Franco returned the following week, a decision he would soon regret.
Alright, I'm done. I've been in that room for like an hour straight. I feel like as I'm walking away, I'm gonna see a face peeking out at me. Alright. I was on my way towards the church, and that's when I see. Oh, no, don't turn on the light. I turned on the stupid light. I just saw somebody in the back room over here on this side. Alright, I'm gonna skip the church for a second. I literally just saw somebody pass by the door. And I think you guys got it.
Franco suddenly notices what appears to be someone moving from left to right behind a distant doorway. The figure is difficult to see clearly, but Franco is convinced enough to follow it. And only moments later, he finds something that looks straight out of a horror movie.
There's somebody sitting on the chair, I think. I'm gonna turn on my light. Hola? Hola? Hello? I think that's the person, but they're not even moving. They're not even moving. All right, I'm done.
Inside one of the rooms, a human-shaped figure with light brown hair sits completely motionless in a chair. Franco repeatedly calls out, but there is no response. The figure never turns around and doesn't appear to move at all. Even stranger, Franco believes its hair resembles the person he previously captured staring through the window. Viewers think Franco simply discovered someone secretly living inside the abandoned hospital. But considering the stories of Rosalia wandering these halls, some viewers believe Franco may have encountered something far more sinister. Whatever was sitting in that chair, Franco wasn't willing to get close enough to find out.
Hello?
A woman named Mia, who lives alone with her cats, says she has been hearing strange noises inside her home late at night. Then, at around 2:30 in the morning, she hears the sounds again. With both of her cats locked inside the bedroom with her, Mia grabs her phone and decides to search the house herself.
Okay, it's 2:30 in the morning, and I'm hearing that same sound again downstairs. And my cats are in the room with me. I keep my door closed. So now I have to go find out what that fucking sound is. Hello? 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 It's not funny. I swear to God, I'm losing my mind. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Heavy footsteps suddenly begin pounding directly above her, seemingly coming from the attic. Terrified that someone might be hiding inside her attic, Mia retreats to her bedroom, locks herself inside, and eventually calls the police.
Police!
You really didn't see anything?
Yeah, there's nobody up there. I don't see any drug paraphernalia or food wrappers, clothes, nothing that would indicate any squatter of any kind. So I think you're okay. I think you're probably just dealing with a rodent.
Okay, but I heard footsteps running the length of the ceiling.
Yeah, sometimes raccoons, like, they can make a lot of noise. It sounds very deceiving. If you want, I can call the fire department. They can bring a ladder. We can get up there and look more, but I'm pretty sure you're just dealing with a rodent here. I'm sorry. Hold up.
An officer climbs into the attic and searches the area, but finds no one and no signs that anyone had been living up there. He tells Mia that an animal, possibly a raccoon or rodent, could make surprisingly loud noises while moving across the ceiling. The next day, Mia posted an update about her current condition.
Hey everyone, quick update. As you know, there's been a lot going on lately, and I've been in a really bad place, but I decided to step back from social media so that I can focus on clearing out this bad energy.
So, was Mia simply hearing an animal moving through the attic? Or was there someone, or something, inside her home that disappeared before police arrived? You decide. Paranormal investigators Casey and Colton from CCTV travel to a secluded lake house in southern Georgia after its elderly owners report disturbing activity. According to them, something inside the property has been making their lives unbearable. The home's past is equally unsettling. A young couple once lived there, but their relationship reportedly fell apart after the wife had an affair. Not long after, she vanished without explanation. Weeks later, her body was discovered in the nearby lake. Since moving in, the current owners claim they have witnessed doors slamming, objects shifting on their own, and other unexplained events. Even stranger, these incidents are often followed by swarms of insects, frogs, and sometimes snakes appearing inside the house. Casey and Colton agree to spend the night and investigate. But shortly after entering the property, something happens that immediately puts them on edge.
Wherever your presence is, you can talk to us. Scan? What does that mean?
Maybe scan the house?
Maybe. What is it actually asking us to scan right now? Oh.
What just happened?
Something broke and the chair just moved.
Oh my god.
That chair just moved right there. What is it actually asking us to scan right now? Oh.
What just happened?
Something broke and the chair just moved.
Oh my god.
Yep, we got glass in here. There's glass everywhere in here.
That was it.
Nice. Roach. Is that a big ass roach?
Yeah.
There's something evil in here.
A chair suddenly slides across the floor, followed by a wine glass falling and shattering. Moments later, the kitchen appears to be crawling with roaches. Already unsettled, the investigators move outside to a barn near the lake, where they begin a spirit box session. But what happens next forces them to abandon the building.
Is this the woman that was found in the lake?
My first reaction was to mute the spirit box, so I muted the spirit box, and we were just listening for a moment, trying to see if we could hear maybe another one or like any kind of follow-up noises.
I can't explain to you what emotionally and mentally went on there. It was like everything that I had a choice of to think about shut off and instinct just kicked in.
Everything around us was rumbling. It felt like the whole barn or stall was gonna get lifted off of the fucking ground.
I'm telling you right now, I'm over it, dude.
Casey asks whether they are speaking to the woman who died in the lake. Almost immediately, the entire barn begins to shake violently, sending both men running outside. Then they hear something moving through the water. For their final attempt, Casey and Colton take a Ouija board onto a dock beside the lake, hoping to make contact with the woman directly. And this is when things take a terrifying turn.
Is there more than one of you here?
Can you give us an initial? Can you give us your name? Can you give us anything?
A pale face appears to rise from the water. Casey says he could make out eyes and long, wet hair before both investigators panic and run from the dock. The Mindseed TV team claims they had never experienced anything like it before. Whether they encountered the spirit of the woman found in the lake or something carefully staged, the footage remains deeply disturbing. During a sleepover in Florida, two friends record a late-night video together. Nothing seems unusual at first, but when Heather, the mother of one of the girls, watches it later, she notices something neither of them saw. Heather says the family pets have occasionally reacted to empty areas of the house, but this clip is different.
This is my daughter and her friend. Please watch closely between them. No one else was up in my home. Look between them right
I'm a crochet crafty
now.
woman.
For a brief moment, a dark figure moves through the background before vanishing from view. Neither girl noticed it while filming, and they only learned about it after Heather pointed it out. Whatever passed behind them that night remains unexplained.